Hello everyone, welcome to another video of TT Passion. My name is Vincent and today I'm so excited to share with you that I finally received my Viscaria Super ALC. Alright, so in this video I will be unboxing it, seal the blade and then finally glue rubbers onto the blade here. So let us start off by unboxing the blade right now. So the box here, as you can see, the design is generally blue in color. The Super ALC blade is actually Butterfly's first Super ALC blade over here. So even at the back is all blue, so basically the entire box is blue except the bottom portion over here, which is silver in color. And at the bottom you will actually see that it says Viscaria Super ALC. Okay, so let me focus on that so you can see better. Yes, alright, so Viscaria Super ALC, and the one I have here is the FL handle. So in terms of the characteristics of this blade, I will be sharing with you more when I do a review of the blade itself. So let us take a look at the blade right now. Okay, so as you can see, ta-da! Alright, so this is the Viscaria Super ALC. Okay, so I'm going to let you take a closer look of how the blade looks like. Okay, so at the front of the blade you will actually see that it says Viscaria Super ALC, and you can see that there is this logo here for the Viscaria Super ALC. So it looks a bit blurred, so what I will do is I will insert photos onto the screen somewhere around the screen for you to take a look. Okay, so at the bottom of the handle basically is the butterfly logo. So you can see the silver butterfly logo with the JTTA wording at the bottom of the handle over here. So in terms of how the blade looks like, basically I would say the design looks very similar to a Viscaria. However, the main difference is over here. It looks like a dark grey color to me at the core part of the handle over here, and of course a different lens at the front of the handle. In terms of the ALC layer, is very different because this is Super ALC. It looks very dense when you take a closer look at it. The wood itself is basically the same as Viscaria, so the only difference here is the layer of ALC carbon. So in this blade we have the Super ALC. Alright, so I'm going to take a look at the weight of this blade over here that I have. So I have a weighing scale, and okay, let me take a look. Okay, so the blade I have here is about 88 grams. I would say it's a pretty decent weight. 88 grams is quite nice. So with two pieces of rubber being glued onto it, I suppose it will be around 190 grams or slightly lesser. So we will take a look at the total weight after we have glued the rubber later on as well. So the blade dimension is actually the same as a standard Viscaria. However, according to Butterfly, the thickness is 0.1 mm more. So for the standard Viscaria is 5.7 millimeters. For the Viscaria Super ALC, the thickness is 5.8 millimeters. So let's do a simple bounce test here so we can hear how the wood sounds like when the ball strikes it. Okay, so I have a DHS 3-star ball over here and we are going to do a simple bounce test right now. Okay, so that's the bounce test we have for this blade. I would say that it actually sounds very sharp. I guess that's probably due to the Super ALC carbon it has inside the blade. So for unboxing of the blade, we are done here. So what I'm going to do next is to seal the blade with a surface lacquer. So the one that I have here is a Stiga surface lacquer. How do you actually apply the lacquer? You can also check out my other videos on how did I actually seal my Stiga cyber sheet. So over here, I'm going to seal the Viscaria Super ALC because this blade is actually quite expensive, I would say. I think that most of the table tennis blade nowadays are getting more and more expensive, and Viscaria Super ALC is also quite expensive. So I'm going to seal it so that I can prevent the wooden surface from being damaging after prolonged usage. Okay, so we have done lacquering the blade. What we need to do now basically is just wait for the lacquer to dry before we start applying rubber onto this blade over here. So it takes about 10 to 15 minutes for the lacquer to dry. If you use a fan in a dry condition, it should be actually dry within that 10 minutes. So I'm going to leave this blade on its own for a while, and we will come back again to glue the rubbers onto it after this lacquer is dried up. Okay, so now the lacquer has already dried up, so basically it feels really smooth now because of the lacquer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start gluing my rubbers onto the Viscaria Super ALC. So for the rubbers I'm actually reusing some of the old rubbers that I have that are still in pretty good condition. So for the forehand I'm going to use the DHS Hurricane 3 Neo, and for the backhand I'm going to use the Butterfly Techniques 05. Alright, okay, so I'm going to start applying the glue for the two rubbers over here. Since it's going to take a while to dry, so let's apply the glue for both rubber first. So the glue I'm using here is the DHS number 15 BOC free glue. Okay, so normally I will put the glue on the sponge this way, and then I will start to apply it across the sponge evenly. Okay, so this way. I'm not really trying to show you how I glue here, so if you are really interested in how to glue a rubber, you can check out my other video on how to glue the Dimitrov Otrorov Inner Force ALC blade. So in that video, I will actually share with you the detailed steps of how do you actually glue the rubbers onto a blade. Alright, so let me spread the glue nicely onto the Hurricane 3 over here that I have. Then once that is done, I will do the same for the Techniques 05. So going to put some glue onto the Techniques 05. Okay, so done applying the glue for both rubber here. Next I'm going to apply glue onto the wooden surface of the Super ALC, and this is I will start to apply for the forehand first. Okay, so done applying the glue for the forehand, and now we just need to wait for the glue to dry before we start rolling the rubbers onto the blade. Okay, so looks like both the blade and rubber glue has already dried up. So how do you know that it's dried up? Very simple. When you apply the glue, remember it was white in color. Now it's basically transparent. Okay, so it became clear. From white, it became clear, and you know that that is already dried up. So I'm going to start rolling the forehand rubber first onto my Viscaria Super ALC. So I have a DHS roller over here, so let's do it right now. Okay, so now the forehand is up. I have my Hurricane 3 on the Viscaria Super ALC. So now I just need to put the glue onto my backhand, and then once it's dry, I can apply my Butterfly Techniques 05 onto the blade. So let's do that right now and start spreading some glue onto the backhand of my Viscaria Super ALC. Alright, so glue for the backhand of the Viscaria Super ALC is applied, so let's wait for it to dry, and then we can apply the Butterfly Techniques 05 onto this blade over here. Okay, now the backhand side is also dry up, so I'm going to start to apply my Techniques 05 onto the Viscaria Super ALC. So let's position it nicely, and then just use the roller to start to roll the rubber over it. Okay. Nice. Okay. So now I have my Butterfly Techniques 05 onto the Viscaria Super ALC as well. So let's take a look at the total combined weight now with 2 rubbers on it. And here we go. Okay, so surprisingly, it is actually quite light. Okay, lighter than what I expected. It's 181 grams. Okay, 181 grams. So quite nice. Okay, very nice weight to have it in my hand over here. So I'm very excited to test this blade out tomorrow with my friend. So we are going to have a game tomorrow and I can actually test the blade out. So I will share with you my thoughts on this blade in my upcoming review video. I have plans to do a comparison video for the Viscaria Super ALC against the standard Viscaria and also my golden Viscaria. So make sure you like, share and subscribe to TT Passion so that you will not miss any of these upcoming videos. And thank you once again for watching this video and unboxing this Viscaria Super ALC with me. So I hope you enjoyed this process as much as I do, and I hope to see you again in my next video. Bye bye!